Welcome to CATtheMinion YouTube channel. My name is Teresa, but you can call me Cat. Doing card of the day. It's a little on the later side, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just kind of picking up whatever energies are available, and then whenever people see this, it's when it's going to be relevant. I am recording on the evening of the 21st of September, so tomorrow's technically the first day of autumn. We're also moving from, so we have the Equinox, and we're moving from Virgo into Libra. And now it's 9:21, so we have the energy of the Hermit still, Virgo energy. We have the energy of, I don't really need this on top of my sign right now, and my other paperwork. We have the energy, yeah, I don't know why I had to look it up. We have the energy of 21, the world, which is Saturn, Capricornian energy, which, like another week before that goes direct. The weight of the world on my shoulders. I'm going within, trying to deal with this inner child stuff. And then the 2020 itself, the whole year has to do with, it's basically karma purge. Breaking down to a 4 again, that foundational number. So additionally, the whole year has to do with masculine energy because of that emperor number, right? It's the, I don't want to say it's not the maturing, but it's sort of like the cracks in the facade of the patriarchy, right? It's sort of coming to that final judgment point. So that's the day and the month and the year energies, but they're just from the numerical standpoint. But what I'm doing for a card of the day is I'm doing it extended. I'm doing a Triptych Door, which means a card in the center and two smaller cards on the outside. So the reading is a union of two opposites. Now we find with the Equinox, we have the union of the day and the night. Whether you're in the southern hemisphere and you're experiencing spring, or whether you're in the northern hemisphere and you're experiencing the autumnal equinox, the light is still going to be the same. You're still going to get that like horizon line. So there's that as well. And then going into Libra, the whole month that we have during the sign of Libra is, again, this idea of balance, of two things being equal. And justice and judgment do go hand in hand. It's sort of like a midpoint, and or like a slightly lower vibration. Right, this is the, it's like a lower court ruling. It's like district court versus state court or whatever the hell. What the hell was I going to say? So we're going to be in Libra, and Mercury has gone into Libra. Now, Mercury is ruling Gemini, which is currently the north node, Sagittarius in the south node right now. So we have this sort of heightened air energy as well. And Libra is ruled by Venus, which is the Empress, right? So Virgo is also ruled by Mercury. We're coming out of Virgo, but we're going into another sign where mercurial energy is present. So it's sort of like the same themes are involved in the next month, but there's a different flavor. I was listening to Aerosmith Just Push Play, and one of the lyrics is, "You're all up in the Kool-Aid, but you do not know the flavor." So the that internal work of resolving another part of you and communicating with yourself is still happening, but the flavor is a little different. You're gonna go from like what did they used to have, the little cartoon animals on the Kool-Aid packets? It was like octopus grape or something like that. And then like fruit punch. I keep thinking of what I'm thinking of though right now is Ecto Cooler and Hawaiian Punchy. I miss Ecto Cooler. I thought they were gonna bring it back, but I don't think they did. Those assholes. So the Libra energy, and then Venus is in Leo. So there's this like weird sun, it's like not even sunlit, it's like sun-kissed Libra energy, but with this mercurial aspect. There's a lot of fire activation happening right now. Not just because of the Sagittarius node, but Jupiter going direct is like major deal. And then Mars retrograde in Aries is more like going internal, fighting the mirror version of yourself. So I haven't even gotten any cards yet, and it's been going on for a long time. So fucking Ecto Cooler, I miss it. So anyway, for the central card, I'm using the Sirian Starseed Tarot. And for the side cards, I'm using my music deck that I made for myself. So my Triptych Door spread is one of the readings that I offer. I don't know if it's like 30 bucks or 20 something bucks or whatever. I haven't looked at my thing in a while. But you can get one for yourself, and you can also add charms to it if you want to. That's $7 extra. They're pretty potent too, and it's sort of, you know, it doesn't matter if you get like 2 charms or like half the goddamn box, which is like, I have like 150 of them. Okay, so here's the center card. It kind of came out sideways, but I was holding the card sideways, so it may be a challenge and it may not be, but we'll see. That is not the band for these. I'm gonna move everything. Okay. And then the 2 side cards. I'm not surprised to see that. I don't want 3 cards in that position. I think I need to... Okay, alright. I'm going to take this one for sure, and I'll take these other 2. It's only supposed to be 1, but those are going to be... Usually when I do the Triptych Door, I look at the bottom of the deck, so instead of looking at the bottom of the deck, I'm going to take these 2 extra cards. I might check the bottom of the deck of the Sirian, though. Okay, so the opposites that are being united... 5 of Cups, Unbreak My Heart. This is the only card in my music deck that's actually my own drawing. It's called Shatter. Right. 5 of Cups, Unbreak My Heart. Mars and Scorpio. Alright. Scorpionic energy tends to do the same that the Hermit energy does. It's that a lot of that we need to go deeper energy. And we have a 5, which is like a shift, a pivot. And I thought, oh, I know what, I was thinking of the 5 I was just thinking of the 5 in tarot earlier, and I was thinking of the pivot and the shift as being a lot like going down the rabbit hole. Like I'm not turning, I'm not changing, oh, I know what. Somebody said jumping timelines, and I was thinking of Alice in Wonderland. But this is what the pivot could mean as well. It could mean jumping timelines. But the image that I was getting was like through the looking glass. And I also get the idea of like when you're facing your ego, it's sort of like that man in the mirror. Speaking of Michael Jackson, here we have Beat It. 5 of Wands. It's not going to come in, oh, maybe that's about as clear as it's going to get on my shitty webcam. 5 of Wands, Beat It. And when it's inverted, it kind of looks like a skull. You can see the eyeballs and the nose hole there. So we have another 5. Now notice that it combines to 10, which is a completion. It's sort of like 2 turns in the funhouse mirror. And they're also sort of opposing too, one up, one down. They're both somewhat negative cards, but 5 of Wands energy, which I should know by now, but my brain is gone. Saturn and Leo. Okay, so we have that Capricornian energy that is like everybody and their fucking mom is in Capricorn right now. Pressing on that fire. But here it's we're giving up on the conflict, right? We're putting an end to it. And the scorpionic energy is sort of showing up here as like an image of death. I want to end conflict so that I can heal my heart chakra. I want to put it back together like all these little bits and pieces in here. This chart's like fighting fire with fire, but this time it's sort of more of a temperance. I'm going to pour out my heart instead of attacking, right? It's like someone who's always on the defense, and they want to take the first strike so that somebody doesn't have an opportunity to hit at them. See what the union is? Ah, of course it is. The shadow. This is the devil card in this deck, Capricorn. So this is the Sphinx at night with a cobweb over it, and a masculine and a feminine energy with their shadow rising up. Notice also that we have feminine cups and masculine wands. I mean, overcoming combat and heartache, those are shadow aspects, right? So at least in the northern hemisphere, entering into the fall is sort of like getting closer to darkness. If you're in the southern hemisphere, you might be more like, okay, I'm going to come out of the darkness. But here, it's sort of like, I just got little Whitney Houston, like just one moment in time, like in the present, in the right now, fixed in that spot between where the light and the dark is equal. We're still in the darkness. So let me see what these other 2 cards are that came out. 4 of Wands inverted. So this is Somewhere Over the Rainbow / What a Wonderful World. This is Israel. I'm going to try to pronounce his last name. Kamakawiwaole. Just made my head tingly. And I'm not going to pretend that that's correct. But anyway, there, R.I.P., there he is. Little image there. So this 4 of Wands came in inverted. And these came out with this. And then also the Lovers inverted came out. In My Life by the Beatles. Now, what's interesting is, like, I'm trying to figure out what these songs are together. I see 4 and 6 here. That's another 10. Plus these other 10 here in the music deck is the 20 for Judgment of the 2020. 21 breaks down to 3. That's Empress. Cubed is the 9. 9 and 3 is 12. The Hanged Man, breaking back down to 3. Plus the 4 is a 7. It's like we're trying to go, but we're not. So the Lover's inverted. It could be that those masculine and feminine energies, the inner child, the regular self, they're not communicating, not on the same page, lack of healing, or this idea that you don't have a choice, you have to do this, right? Because it's also choice. Now, the Four of Wands also has a duality. It's usually that 11-11 of like the one and the other, right? Some people say it's the twin flame number, but don't take that if it's not applicable, because it's also the union of the two, of the duality. Now, you would think 5 would be the union, right? You have 2 things and 2 things, and then in the middle where they meet, but not necessarily. But what's interesting is that this is 15, right? We have 5 on the side, 5 on one side, and 5 more in the middle. And it goes 5, 10, 15, and then 20 judgments. So let me see what's on the bottom of this deck, because I'm not quite done with this. I mean, the 6 and the 4 and the 5 is the 15 again, too. So we have the Adept of Chalices. There's the number 12 from that Hanged Man energy. This is Knight, the Knight of Cups. It can be a 1 or a 12. Okay, so behind this, behind going into the shadow, this forced is I'm hurting, I feel left out, I feel kicked in the nuts. I want the conflict to be over, right? Where there's a lot of pressure coming in over this 5 of Cups, because these 2 cards came out with it. And the shadow is like, yes, we're going away from this. But the shadow itself has to do with emotional content. You have no choice. You will not attain, like, you're not going to have a kind of foundation that you need for healing unless you go into your shadow and learn how to swim in your own shark-infested waters here. Okay, so there's this knight here swimming in this giant cup with this fucking wave here. And when I see a knight upright, it tells me the Hanged Man inverted. Now, Neptune is currently retrograde, which would follow if the Hanged Man were inverted. But when the knight is upright and the Hanged Man is inverted, that means that there's this consciousness spark. We're getting a download. We're starting to understand, right? It's like we're swallowing some of the water. We're getting a taste of the ocean, right? Like eating your own tears, kind of. So the sort of in the now moment that these cards are bringing up has a lot to do with you have the ability to flip these cards over and have a completion with the foundation and this healing or lover's balance with the twin flame number there. You know, it could be romantic union, but it could also just be finally gaining a stable platform of like your own self, like self-confidence, and feeling emotionally healed and your own dark and light balanced. Which is sort of the name of the game with the Equinox. Four of Wands is Venus in Aries. Right? Mars wants Venus to do the work for it. But Venus is like, nah, I'm in Leo. You're on your own, Broham. And so Mars, trying to swim it out there, dealing with their own shadow. I'm seeing a clip from the video. There's this song that I used to like that I listened to recently that's kind of irritated me. It's called In the Shadows by the Rasmus. And if anybody feels like looking that up, that might be relevant. But this is where it is. I mean, the shadow work that has to be done right now is, even if you've already released the conflict, you might not have resolution. And the only resolution is to, you know, go into your own haunted house of feelings and, you know, see how... I just heard see how they run. Lady Madonna. I mean, I'm also getting like scenes from the movie Blue Crush in my head as well, which is not really that relevant, but it's, you know, basically learning how to swim in your own self, right? I'm not going to, there isn't going to be this healing until you get in there. Let me see what the Knight of Cups energy is, because I feel like I'm missing something here. Yeah, it's Aquarius and Pisces, the Knight of Cups. Both of which currently retrograde, which is interesting because the cup came out upright. But if you get rolled in the wave, you know, it's sort of through the looking glass in the upside down. When you look deep inside of yourself, it's this Capricornian pressure to complete 10, the work on the shadow, to release the karma 20, to close the book and go into the next chapter of your life, also 20, judgment, in order to turn these cards around to set yourself up for healing and emotional stability. Alright, this is long, because I have not been, I've been busy and I've been sick, so my readings are all out of whack, and I'm going to get back on schedule eventually, hoping to pick up my table tomorrow. So, anywho, that's it for today. If you want to get a reading, hit me up here, CATcamebackatcamp@gmail.com. Got merch and prints and coloring books and all kinds of stuff. Catalog of wares that you can get. All this information and the list of readings I offer and how much they cost is in the description box of my infomercial video, which is linked below this one. If you want to help keep this running, come hang out with me at Patreon, or you can always just hit that tip jar there, paypal.me/CATtheMinion. I also have Cash App and Venmo. Alright, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Got this like weird sideways migraine that just started. That's weird. Like, share, subscribe, comment, check out my playlist tab and the discussion tab, and stay groovy, and we'll see you later. Bye.